If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question: I want to be a photographer but I am shy, what should I do? Answer by Kevin Bergen. I love interacting with people. I'm a total introvert. I'd rather have all my fingernails removed one at a time than talk to a stranger. So what did I do? I became a concert photographer. My subject is 10 feet away, typically a willing participant in being photographed, and the other people in the pit pretty much leave me alone unless I initiate contact. Here's the thing: to further your career, you have to become friendly with the artists. Oddly enough, I'm much more comfortable talking to someone after I've photographed them, which makes this part much easier. Another thing that helps is running an open-air photo booth. It forces me out of my comfort zone and makes me interact with tens to hundreds of people a night. Again, they're willing participants that have sought out the photo booth, which for me makes it easier. Answer by Brian Fitzgerald. This is a question that perfectly describes me, or at least the me I was when I started studying photography seriously, about 23 years ago. You've probably been in situations like this. You're on vacation, walking around a strange city, camera in hand. People are everywhere. Color, life and interesting photos await you. You see something interesting and you photograph it, but you feel there. Why self-conscious? When you look at your images later, you see they are all taken from a distance, hastily composed and tentative, and nothing is interesting, personal or a moment. You are too shy and timid, and your photos are milquetoast as a result. Now imagine that you're in the same city, with that same camera. Everything is the same, but this time, imagine you have been given an assignment by the editor of the Washington Post, or some other prominent editorial publication. Your assignment? To photograph life in this city, focusing on human moments and interesting activities that capture the mood and flavor of this city. You're a journalist now, and you've got to photograph people. You've got to engage with them and talk with them, and because you're a journalist, you need to get their names and tell them yours. You have 2 hours to do all of this and come back with a mini photo essay of perhaps 10 different shots. Feeling emboldened by the imprimatur of the organization you work for, and kept going by the looming deadlines and the need to be accountable to your editor, you get out there, swallow hard, and make it happen. This time, your photos are better. Much better. Purposeful. Maybe you need to get closer still, or should have spent more time on one scenes, or maybe you missed the perfect moment in 1 or 2 cases. But the results are so much better. You have tight portraits, interesting details, storytelling moments. You're exhilarated, too, because you've met a bunch of new people, none of whom were mean to you, and you slayed your dragons for the day. You feel alive, and your photos feel alive. Armed with purpose and bound by obligation, you found you could push your inherent shyness aside and function quite well. Thank you very much. What's the difference between the two scenarios? Mindset. Mindset, and having a strong enough set of reasons in your mind for why you are doing what you are doing. You may not be an editorial assignment photographer, but you can decide before each shoot why you are doing it, and what your objectives are. Just note that your why should be compelling enough to override your fears. I don't know if you are a people photographer or not, but I'm assuming you are by your question. Plenty of shy photographers prefer to shoot products, landscapes and animals for that very reason. Photographing people is hard, but shy people can do just fine as long as they make their reasons for doing so bigger than their fears. In my case, it helped to actually become a photojournalist, which forced me to interact with people from every walk of life on a daily basis for many years. But even now, I still have to have a solid reason in my mind to get up the gumption to approach strangers when I'm not actually on an assignment. You can do it. Answer by Dimitri M. Well, luckily, there are dozens of fields where you can excel. Sport photography, wildlife photography, landscape photography, paparazzi photography, astrophotography, photojournalist, macro photographer, commercial/product photographer, scientific photographer, food photographer, travel photographer, underwater photographer, forensic photographer, adventure photographer, real estate photographer, aerial, plane, helicopter or drone photography. You can also create your own specialized field. I know a few who specialize on capturing live volcanoes, then one who only photographs baby animals at the safari he works, etc. I am going to assume you are very young. When you get older, shyness usually disappears,